Hey, what's up YouTube? You're at the We All Juggle Knives channel. Welcome to another episode of my multi-tool discussion vlog. Right, in this episode, we got the Gerber Armbar drive in the house. I'll give you an overview of that and both the pro and the con on that. We've got the Blackfyre multi-tool. That thing is huge. Finally, a multi-tool for giant people. And I will explain to you why it might be time to buy one of those Victorinox Swisstools. The price on that model has gone down, and it's now it's actually now less expensive than many of Leatherman's premium multi-tools. So I'll tell you about that. Alright, and if you're new here, whenever I do one of these vlog of multi-tools, you know, you don't have to ask, hey, where did you get this? Where did you get that? I put a list of everything you'll see in the video. There'll be a list in the text description box. You can peruse those links at your leisure for your convenience. And there might be a few other updates in this video as well. And I will answer the question, why did I buy this bit set? You will see. On one more item. Yes. It's an interesting little multi-tool. I'll give you an overview of this upcoming. So here is the new Gerber Armbar drive. It's got a blade, one-handed opening, locking blade. It's also got one-handed opening on the bit driver, but that does not lock. Does not lock. But you can just physically hold it like this if it comes to that. Take standard 1/4 inch bits. And it comes with this one double-sided bit. It's also got scissors, which there's like a tab there. There's your scissors. And it's got this last thing. It's an awl. See how that's cut there. And it also has a hammer surface, and it's got, this also goes like that, and that's also a bottle opener and a pry tool. Alright, so this is what they say it all is. So they're actually saying that's a hammer and a pry bar. And the awl, can you use it as a reamer? I'll try that, but not in this video, but yeah, this is what they say their recommended usage is for these tools. So what do I think of this tool set? It's actually very good for such a small multi-tool. Blade, always useful, especially locking blade, one-handed opening. Scissors, useful. Bit driver, useful. The only questionable fold-out tool would be that awl. Most people will definitely be using that as a scraper, a poker, or a probe, right? An awl is a leather puncturing or piercing or punching tool, right? But I mean, it's a useful little thing. I'm not sure what else they could have put in that slot, so yeah, it gets a pass. Let's see how sharp this plain edge knife blade is. Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, that is nice. Yeah, it cuts like a, that's what I'm used to from, let's say, Spyderco or Cold Steel. So they did an excellent job on the edge of that little blade. And as long as I've got some paper here, here's the scissors just on paper. Alright, so they work pretty well. But I gotta save the rest for a full review. Alright, this is just an overview. But one potential drawback, this does not have a pocket clip, right? In this day and age, you know, it's, I mean, I know it's a multi-tool, but it's got a folding knife, so yeah, no pocket clip, but who knows, they might add one eventually. Let me add the Gerber Pry-Brid to this mix. I already did an overview of this in my previous vlog of multi-tools, so just check that out if you want like my initial thoughts on this, but I'm going to put it in this scene because this is part of Gerber's new wave of little multi-tools. Now another potential drawback or flaw with this would be the bit driver doesn't lock. I mean, I think it would have been easy enough for them to make it lock in some way. You know, this has a lot of reach, but if you're applying much force, you might have to choke up and hold it like that, right? So that kind of cancels out all the reach you would have gotten from the handle, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely this ain't no Gerber center drive. Would it be that hard for them to add some sort of lock right there? I mean, there's already, you know, a lock there. For the hammer surface, like, that should have just been part of the frame. Like, that should just be a solid part of the frame itself. They could have moved the bottle opener function to one of these other tools. Somehow they could have stuck a bottle opener arm on one of these other tools. Having a pivot right there on the hammer, why would you want to pivot on something that you're hammering with? I guess you're not gonna, I guess they just figure you're not gonna hammer that hard with it. And they say it's a pry tool. And again, like why would you want a pivot on something that you're prying with like maximum force? I mean, if you're prying like this, like how much force can that thing take? You know, I mean, again, there's a lot of strong people out there. Having said that, a blade, scissors, and screwdriver, that's just super useful in a compact tool. And even if you never open a bottle or even use that hammer thing for anything, it would still be a useful tool set and probably worth it even without those three functions there. So that's the bright side. So no, I'm not going to return it. I'm definitely going to keep it. I think the tool has a lot of utility in a small package. Alright, so if you want to pick one of those up, there's 3 different colors, or the Prybrid, right, or their Prybrid X, which I'm still waiting to get one. But I'll include the link to those 3 new Gerbers in the text description box. Alright, YouTube, now for something different. The Blackfyre Multitool. Blackfyre, starring Pam Grier. That should be a movie from the 70s, like an action movie. And it came with this belt pouch. This is a big tool. Yeah, that's what she said. But no, I wear a large size glove, so, and it's kind of big, so if you have XL or XXL size hands, this might be perfect for you. You know, it'll fit those big bear paws, so consider this tool. It's got one-handed opening on the blade. It locks, it's a locking blade. It's also got one-handed opening on this driver. Alright, so this brand, Blackfyre, this is what they're calling their heavy-duty multi-tool, or HDMT, right, HDMT1. And I have not spoken to them at all, but from what I saw on their Amazon store, they actually make lighting. They make lights. Right, this was the only tool that I saw on their Amazon store, so that's probably why I had never heard of it before, and probably why you may have not heard of it, and so I had to bring it to your attention. So here are the other implements. Look at the pliers on this thing. You got the bit driver, you've got a metal file, you've got the knife blade, that is a square driver, and then you've got a bottle opener tool. Look at the size of those pliers. Just for comparison, here's my Leatherman rebar, awesome tool. Alright, so yeah, that's a size and shape comparison for you. Yeah, they were serious when they made this. They were like, giants need a multi-tool too. But no, I mean, this is, I see why they call it the heavy duty. It's got some, it's got wire cutters there as well. What I like about this design is the dedication. They committed. When they designed this, they knew what they wanted, right? There are a lot of other stuff they could have put on it, but they were like, screw that, you know, no can opener, no reamer. We know what we want. Big pliers. You got that bit driver. And yeah, I see where they're going with that, and I like it. I wish more companies would commit like that and go in one direction hard. Now this bit driver, this thing comes out, right? So you actually got 4 screwdrivers on this because these are both double-sided. Those are both double-sided. So you've got You know, 2 flathead, 2 Phillips, and there's a little bearing there that holds it in. There's no magnet, it's not magnetic. Now this does not have a hard lock, but it's still pretty secure. But one thing I did, I tightened the pivot right there. You're going to need 2 Torx drivers to tighten that, but I did tighten that up because when it arrived, they had it a bit loose so that you could kind of flick it out, right? But I don't want that loose, right? I'd like it more secure. So I tightened it up, but you can still open it one-handed. It's just you have to like use your pincer grip to push it open. But yeah, I would advise tightening that pivot if you get this. And but yeah, it's pretty secure. It's not like, you know, it's not floppy, so it's not going to collapse on you unless you are going to use extreme force. And it's got a lot of reach. Since the driver is such a central part of this multi-tool, I wasn't happy with only 4 driver heads, right? So I scoured Amazon for more bits, and I found a bit set that fits these. These are the same type of bit, and they do fit. Right, I tried it out already. So with this bit set, you've got, well, 2 more square drivers, right? You've got Phillips, lots of flatheads, you've got 4 Torx drivers, you've got Allen drivers. This bit set makes this thing a lot more useful. Alright, that bit set, it came with this, the Tack Life 16-in-1 screwdriver. I didn't buy it for the screwdriver, just bought it for the bit set. This was 12 bucks, including all those bits. So I felt that was worth it. Alright, so if you want some bits that are compatible with this, pick this up. Right, I'll include a link to that. And again, it was 12 bucks. Thought it was worth it. Alright, so Blackfyre. I just like the fact that they were like, no, we don't need a reamer, we don't need freaking scissors, you're not a freaking seamstress, you don't need scissors, you don't need all that other stuff, you don't need a can opener. They knew what they wanted, and yeah, now depending on what you do or your profession or what you're doing, this could be the perfect tool for you, right? If you don't need all the extraneous stuff and you just like that they, look at the size of those pliers. Yeah, this thing is it's a little bit specialized, but I did think you would appreciate seeing it because there are some professions that could really find this useful, especially with those extra bits. Guys with big ass hands, this might be a multi-tool to fit your giant paws. All right, so I'll include a link to that. Now regarding the price on this, they say that the normal price is $50. However, I bought mine for $31. I've seen the price regularly fluctuate and go down, so we're talking about a price fluctuation of between $31 to $50. Right, so if it does go back up to $50, I would recommend waiting a few days or waiting a week, all right, because it will, I believe it will go down from there, and $30 or $40 is a more reasonable price for this item. All right, let's talk Swisstools and Victorinox. So that is a Victorinox Work Champ. That's a Swisstool Spirit X. That's a Swisstool X. And that is the Swisstool. All right, so which one of these is the cheapest? The Swisstool is definitely the cheapest. And the main difference, the Swisstool X and Spirit X, they both have scissors. All right, and the Swisstool is even now less expensive than the Work Champ, right? So I think it deserves a look. So the Swisstool has a huge number of functions, basically everything but the scissors. It's got a serrated blade, plain edge blade, it's got a metal file, it's got a wood saw, a can opener, a bottle opener, numerous screwdrivers, it has a reamer awl, it's got the pliers, of course, the wire cutters, it's got a crate opener, it's got a chisel scraper, and as I said, these 2 X models, right, the Spirit X and Swisstool X, they have those scissors. If you absolutely need scissors on your multi-tool, you can check the X models out. But what I noticed about this, I got this for $77, right? I notice on Amazon, the price on this keeps flipping. It goes from $95 to $77, $95, $77, like every other day for a long time, right? So obviously do not buy it at the $95. Wait till it toggles to $77, or maybe it'll even go lower. I believe that they're using an AI algorithm to like fluctuate the prices like that to, I guess, try to grab your attention or something. Well, it worked. It grabbed my attention. $77, that's a good deal. By comparison, a Leatherman Wave is now about $100. Even a Leatherman Super Tool 300 is now about $90. So cheaper than the Super Tool. Like I said, even this Work Champ is now around $95. So cheaper than the Work Champ, cheaper than all the other models. I would say that's a buy now. That's a good deal. So is it okay that this doesn't have scissors? Yes, because I mean, if you buy this, it's not going to be your first Victorinox, okay? You probably have like a classic SD or some other little keychain knife that already has scissors, or a Leatherman Micra, a Gerber Dime. I mean, there's so many ways to have scissors on your keychain these days. I feel it's a great deal. It is really well made. Just for example, the serrations are crazy sharp. I mean, look how cleanly that cut. The serrations are so well done that they'll slice just like a good plane edge, but because they're serrations, you can also saw through if you need to. They can also rip and tear, so that's a beast. That's a beast of a blade there. This implement's also kind of interesting. You can use that as a chisel or a scraper. All right, it's got a sharp edge, and you see the way it's cut there. And it's also got some wire stripping notches as well. And this, it can be used as a screwdriver, but also it's very thick, right? You can pry with this to some extent. All right, so that's good. It'd be cool if they could put maybe a nail puller on that, but that's pretty useful. Yeah, I do plan to do a full review of this in the future, definitely like with, you know, torture testing it and everything like that. But that's going to take a while because this has so many functions. Imagine how many clips you're going to have to splice together. But it came with that pouch as well, belt pouch. You know, all the fold-out tools are outboard tools. It does not have one-handed opening. They all lock, but it does not have one-handed opening simply because there's several European countries that basically restrict that. So because of those countries, they don't have one-handed opening, but you don't always need that. In many situations, you might not need that. So yeah, I will include the link to this and to the X models if you just really need those scissors, and to that Work Champ, which is pretty good. All right, so I'll include those links in the text description box. All right, I have another update on this tool. This is pretty crazy, the Powerdelux tool. If you remember my last vlog, you know, I reviewed this as the Byberry multi-tool. This was $38. You can check out that review. Then Powerdelux came out with pretty much the exact same tool except with a black frame for $21. Right? Well, the price dipped again to $16. That's insane. I don't know how long it'll stay that, but it officially did. Some of my subscribers got in on it. $16. I can't even understand how it could be that low, but it was, and hopefully still is. I'm gonna declare Powerdelux the winner. You have the best value multi-tool that's $16 or less. And again, if there are any other contenders, go ahead and let me know. If you can find something better for $16 or less, I would love to see it. But I will include the link to that. And again, I don't know how long that'll last. I have a sinking feeling that if they're selling it that low, maybe they're just liquidating. Maybe the company is just liquidating itself. I don't know. But you saw it here for one brief shining moment. This thing was $16. So worth it. Alright, and just as my way of thanking them for making that tool and selling it for a very good price, I'm going to review this Powerdelux tool, or overview it. And they did not send this to me. I've never spoken to them. I don't even know if they have a social media program. But this little item from the same brand was $11. Not bad. Not bad for $11. It's got a little, hold on. I am left-handed, but I will do it with my offhand. There you go. It's got a little Tonso blade. And what else does this have? Alright, so it's got the plain edge blade there. It's got spring-loaded scissors. These all lock, by the way. That's the lock right there. It's got some scissors. It's got a screwdriver, a flattened Phillips. It's got a double opener tool, bottle opener, can opener, and another driver. And it's got a tiny little saw, which would still be okay for notching. It's a tiny little saw. And one more function, almost forgot. It's got crosshatch file texture on this driver and file there as well. So that's a pretty handy little tool for $11. That lanyard hole also folds in as well. I mean, I don't know if I would replace, you know, my Victorinox Mini Champ keychain tool with this, but this is way less expensive, so I can see where this fits in. Alright, so if you want to pick up either of these, of course I'll include those links, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them. Okay, YouTube, well, I hope you enjoyed this latest edition of the vlog of Multitools. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.